Ladies and gentlemen, you just tuned in to the Ready Talk Boxing, the Double RT Boxing Show with Mr. A. That be me, and this is Mr. A's thoughts on the Superfly 2 HBO card. You had three title bouts. You had Juan Carlos Cuadras taking on McWilliams Arroyo for the WBC Silver Flyweight Championship. That went to a majority decision. Now, that was for the Super Flyweight. That sets the winner up for the fight between Sergio and Estrada. Now, this fight, McWilliams came off a 2-year layoff. He shocked Cuadras by just taking the fight to him. He didn't wait for counters or nothing. He got some counters when he did, but he just stayed tight, stayed aggressive, and he landed harder shots. Now, was this because this was Cuadras' fourth trainer in 5 fights? Who knows? But it did not look too well, and it's just very suspect, when you see. They even mentioned it when you see Cuadras' back like that, back knee, what they call it. You just wonder, is that a clean athlete right there? Because he doesn't have it on his face. It's questionable. It's very suspect. Very suspect. It's always mentioned during every one of his fights. And where does he go right now? Because, he was looked upon as a top flyweight. He barely lost to Chocolatito. He barely lost to Juan Estrada. And now, to this fight, he got dominated to basically. Even though the scorecards were 93, 97, 92, 98, 95, 95, this was off a guy who was a 2-year layoff. And this is the top 2 super flyweight guy in the WBC. So a lot of questions for Cuadras. Is he gonna leave Abel Sanchez, his 4th trainer, in his 5th fight? Who knows? And then what is weird, very weird, this is Superfly 2. HBO is, the commentators are all over Donnie Netzies. Oh, masterclass boxer, oh, look at his beautiful movements. But yeah, he was good. He was good. Talking about 11-year champion, just facts. But like I said, this was my first viewing of Donnie Netzies. But look, from what I seen and glancing over his record, checking out some of the people he fought, he didn't fight. Obviously, going in 40 fights, you're gonna have your cherry pickers, but it seemed like he had his fair amount. So yes, he's a good fighter. But I don't, like I said, you guys can leave a comments. I could be dead wrong. It's just from the little research I did. I didn't do a breakdown video of him because I just ran out of time for this fight. But I was doing the research. I was making this fight. I wasn't too impressed. Like I said, maybe in his earlier heydays, he fought some good people. But from what I was saying, I said, I could be wrong. Leave a comment down below. But it looked like, yes, he's a 11-year champion, but he picked the right opponents to make sure he stayed that champion. And in this fight, it was he did show good defense. Again, I don't care who you're fighting. When you hold your people down to a low hit percentage, you're good. You got the right defense. At the same time, it can go against some crappy ass opponents. But Riveco, he was making them miss pretty good. He would pat the shot. A slight movement. Pat it, boom, pop, pop. And I give him credit because he did stay calm. You could see it on his face, even when he was getting hit, because he got countered a lot, and HBO didn't really give his Rebeco all the credit for his counter. They mentioned a few some, but it's obviously that HBO wants Donnie back on their network because they were really pumping him up a little too much to like it's almost sickening, almost a little sickening. It's like, okay, the guy is good, we get it, he's 11-year champ, but come on, dude, he wasn't doing, yeah, it is a little too much, pumping up the balloon. But and the fight ended in the 7th round with a TKO due to one punch in the 6th round. Last 5 seconds, Donnie Rope back against the rope, just a straight right, cracked Juan right here in the face, cracked him, and like I said, we didn't see it on TV. It was blocked, but walking back to his corner, we hear Andre Ward and Max talking like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him?" And as the replay showed, he got cracked really good. We finally get to see the punch that cracked him. And then him just walking to the ropes, like he took 1 step, then grabbed the rope, like he was like, he wasn't wobbly gone, he was gone, like out on his feet, zombie walking, gone. And they attended to him in the corner, sent him back out, and they said that like if this was the NFL, he'd be in the locker room going through a concussion protocol. And he was gone, he was hurt. That was his corner. I don't know how the New York Boxing Commission allowed him to go back out there, but his corner sent him into seriously danger because he started the next round running around, and it didn't go well. His legs weren't there. He got stopped the next round. Now, what I didn't understand was, this was a Superfly card, and obviously HBO wanted Quadras to win against Arroyo. They rather show a WBC silver championship bout than a WBA world flyweight title. A real belt. The WBA flyweight title on super flyweight card, but they show a silver. They didn't air the Brian Valora versus the Artem Delakian, and in that fight, Delakian won big from the scorecards. He won 118 to 109, 118 to 109, 118 to 109. But HBO didn't want to show that fight. They chose not to show a major title fight, but yet they show a silver title fight. So obviously they let you know kind of what they had a game plan for. But McWilliams Arroyo screwed that game plan up by winning. And Quadras did not show up to the dance. This is probably going to be the end for Valoria unless he wants to stick around, maybe get a paycheck. He falls to 38-5. Our team, like I said, hopefully this fight goes around on the internet. We could check it out somehow. They say Valoria just picked up a nasty cut in the 11th, but by that time the fight was already determined. Look, you see the scorecards 118, 109. A nasty cut in the 11th probably did not. The fight was already determined. And going to the main event, Sarisuke and Rungabise and Estrada. That was a good fight. The boxer taking on the power puncher. Then you see the power puncher become the counter puncher. Then the counter puncher come back to the counter puncher, go back to turn himself into a aggressive fighter. You saw Rungabise put adaptation in his game, starts stepping back, becoming a power puncher himself, and then you see him get a little more smart with his shots, not just throwing shots, actually aiming at the chest. People always say aim at the body. The body doesn't move. Well, either does the chest. You just aim at the chest. And Rungabise was doing that, but he was still a little wild. Estrada came on strong in that fight. Did he lose the fight 117, 111? I don't know about that one. I had the fight 115, 113 in favor for Estrada, but I did have a swing round. And that swing round make it a 114, 114. If there was a 2 swing rounds, it's 115, 113 for the champ. And that's easily possible. 115, 113. Now 117, 111, I don't think he beat Estrada that bad. Now another thing that kind of, just as a boxing fan, kind of irked me a little bit. This is Superfly 2, and they're sitting there talking how Superfly is a great weight class, the champions, and they're showing pictures of who's on I think the flyweights. I get that, but then they're talking about Superfly as well, and then they show this the whole time this fight's happening, they're showing Bivol, they're showing Sergey, like, oh, they got this guy, but never once do they mention right there in the front row, folks. You have the IBF champion of the flyweights, Donnie Netzies. You have the WBA flyweight belt on the line that you don't show. So you got 2 flyweight title shots that night. And then in the front row, you have the WBC flyweight champion, Diego Higa, sitting there, just chilling. Hello, I'm a champion. I'm a champion in this weight class at the flyweight show. Here I am. I'm a flyweight champion. And never once do they mention him. And I found that a little... It rubbed me the wrong way. Like, dude, you're trying to pump up this weight class, because HBO don't got much fighters. They're really hoping that Bivol comes through for them. They're hoping Sergey comes back, and they're and Triple G and Canelo they're banking on. So they're really hoping that these flyweights. They're hoping that they could bring Inoue back over, and he's right there. Higa's sitting right there with his nice little part comb to the side, his little suit, looking around. No camera time. And he's a HBO type fighter. Power, knock you the hell out type guy. If they like Rungvisai, they'll love Higa. He's more accurate with his shots. He has big calves just like Rungvisai. But that being said, I just felt that was weird that you have the IBF title guy on. You have the WBA that you don't air. And then you have the WBC champ sitting in the front row that you don't even mention. Very strange, very strange. This is Mr. A's thoughts on this Superfly 2. Very good card overall. I give it a B. For every fight was a B. The scoring back and forth was a little weird, but overall it was a B. The Donnie Netzies fight wasn't much action, but it was some nice boxing involved, slipping punches here. But overall, this card was a B. Superfly 2 on HBO receives a B right here on the Ready Talk Boxing Show with Mr. A. If you're a new viewer, please become a new subscriber. Thumb up the videos. Try and give every little video a 10 thumbs up. That would be a nice improvement for my small underground show. Subscribe, get this show known, get it up to 300. And let's do our boxing, baby. Ready Talk Boxing. Mr. A says thank you. I give you a thumbs up because this is your show. I'm just a host. Ready Talk Boxing is what we do.